I think this topic's important, so I keep coming back to it. Authenticness, being real, being true to who you are, not the slick, overproduced videos that you see with Chris Van Vliet and the Ango Show. And I keep going to those guys, and I don't go to those guys to make enemies. I go to those guys because they are what I dislike. They're slick, and they're slick in production. They're overproduced, and they're not authentic. They're not true to what they are. The titles have been well crafted and thought about for hours on end. The videos are well produced. The people Chris Van Vliet, the people he interviews, have been thought about for weeks in advance, planning the meetings, and all of that is appreciated, and I truly get it. But what is not appreciated is the scripted nature of it. You see, in my videos, there's a car going by. It's original. It's off the cuff. Nothing I do is scripted. I don't think about it at all. My videos are passionate to who I am, which is an anti-WWE corporate friendly. I'm not a corporate friendly kind of guy. I'm an anti-WWE guy. I'm an anti-AEW guy. I'm a pro TNA Wrestling fan. I'm authentic to who I am. Where everybody else on YouTube is not that. They're overproduced, and they're just doing anything they can to get your view. Anything they can. And it's okay to want to get views. Trust me, I want to get views. But they go out of their way. They do everything they can. It's just overproduced. There's no script. There's nothing to it. It's just not original. I truly believe Mike Santana's quest for the World Heavyweight Championship, losing the championship, having to continue to go back onto the same quest he's been on before, seems real and authentic. And I think it's the best thing going in wrestling today. I think that Leon Slater is the best thing the X Division has ever had, and that it surpasses AJ Styles. That's why I thought it was such a big deal when AJ Styles endorsed him. Because I thought that was the best way to use AJ. Because I don't want to see AJ in a TNA ring. A lot of people do, but I'm not one of those people. I want to see the new X Division, the new main event picture in TNA. And that's what TNA brings to the table. I truly believe that TNA can be the best if they just stay original. If their content stays original. I believe my content will be the best if I stay original to who I am. I'm Kent Controversy Jones. I am the original YouTube shooter. I'm the original person that got behind a camera and started telling you, hey, this is what I like. I like TNA. I don't like WWE. I was the first person ever on YouTube to say that. And I know that sounds remarkable, but if you go back and you look, my videos date back over 20 years ago. 20 years ago. I got videos on YouTube that are over 20 years old where I'm saying that WWE sucks and TNA is the best. I've been doing this for 20 years on YouTube. There's not a lot of people who can say that. Now, yes, I don't have the views to support it, but I'm hoping that that changes, because I have been knocked off YouTube a couple times for some of the controversial stuff. One of which I was wearing an LAX t-shirt, and WWE hit me with trademark infringement, saying I was wearing a WWE produced shirt, even though that's not even a rule, I don't think, anymore. Now, if you have trademarks, they just say cut it out of your video, and you don't get what they call a copyright strike. That's what they used to call it. And you only got 3, and once you got 3, you were knocked off YouTube. I was wearing an LAX shirt, and WWE hit me with a copyright strike, even though LAX was a TNA copyright, not a WWE copyright. Which is crazy, because today WWE and TNA are working together, so things like that probably wouldn't even happen today. So, I see YouTubers playing all these watch-alongs that they do, and I do them too. You couldn't even have done that 20 years ago. You couldn't do a watch-along, because if you had content in the background that was copyrighted, they would you'd be suspended for it. Those things are allowed today, as long as you don't show it on your screen. Anyways, I'm Kent Jones. I am the original YouTube shooter. I am the anti-WWE guy, pro TNA. And I've always been saying anti-WWE, pro TNA. But really, what I mean is I'm the anti-corporate friendly guy. I like TNA Wrestling. I think it's the best. But I don't like to overproduce. That's why I don't like AEW, because I think it's overproduced. Here, I got another car making a camo. That's what I love about my videos. They're original. They're free. They're just me being real to who I am. The most passionate TNA wrestling fan there is. There's no one who can even come close to me. There's no one who can even come close to me. And in fact, I have a picture of me and Dixie Carter at Bound for Glory in Detroit, Michigan. There's a little child in this picture. I would love to show it and to share it with you one day. Maybe I'll make a video on it. I imagine that kid, I know that kid is 20 years old today. That, I always thought, what if that kid becomes TNA World Champion? Obviously, with what happened with Dixie Carter, that probably won't actually happen. But I don't even know if that was her kid or if that was somebody's kid. But I have a picture of Dixie Carter holding an infant child. And it was over 20 years ago. And I just think that's freaking awesome. Anyways, I'm Kent Jones. I'm the controversial one. And I'm signing off.